Hello everybody, my name is Fire Centaur and I'm standing here at Sloodle Island. This is our main teleport area, and today what I want to do is I want to show you how to set up a Sloodle presenter, which is a mixed media device that you can install in Second Life, which you can display streaming presentations coming directly from your Moodle website. So first things first, we need to actually go and get one of these presenters. So here I am on the main arrival area on Sloodle Island, and I'm going just to look around here, and I see that there are a bunch of nice flags here, though I don't see the Canadian flag. I'll have to talk to Daniel about that. Right here is a island map that explains the different areas on our island, and over here it says Sloodle Free Market, drop in for your free Sloodle tools. And if I move my mouse over here, you can see a little seat pops up, which means sit. So if I click on that, I'm going to be teleported. And where did I get teleported? I got teleported to a vending machine. Excuse me. Now above the vending machine it says get Sloodle in-world tools. So if I click on this, I'm going to get a menu, and the menu says Sloodle distributor, Sloodle 0.4 release notes, and Sloodle 0.4 set, item number 2. So I'm going to press number 2. And then I get another blue menu, and it says an object named Sloodle vending machine owned by Fire Centaur has given you an object named Sloodle set. Do you want to keep it or discard it? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to keep it, and that's going to go into my inventory. So I'm just going to resize this window here. So let's click on the inventory button, and up pops my inventory, and I'm going to click on recent items, and I'm going to click on the objects here, and there it is, the Sloodle 0.4 set, revision 9. So how about we go to the sandbox, the Sloodle sandbox, and res this set. So let's just go back to the landing area here, and we're going to look at the map. Where is the Sloodle sandbox? There it is. Sloodle sandbox, open 24 hours. Okay, so now we're in the Sloodle sandbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this Sloodle set in my inventory, and I'm going to res it. There we go, it's resed. So if I hold down I think it's my Alt key, I'm on a Mac, I can actually zoom the camera around. So now we're looking at the Sloodle set. Now what is a Sloodle set? Inside, the Sloodle set just basically holds all of the Sloodle tools. It's inside of this big refrigerator item, refrigerator object looking item looking object. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to configure this set, and once this is configured we can start grabbing stuff outside of it. There's also a trick. If you know how to work with Second Life, you can actually right click, choose edit link part, click on the refrigerator, and in the contents tab you can actually start grabbing all of these things and putting them in your inventory. That's the cheating way to do it. But I'm going to show you how to configure this item. So there are two ways to do it. We can either click on it and go to our website and configure it that way, or we can generate a note card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Safari, and I'm going to go to the sloodle.org webpage, and I'm going to scroll down here to my Sloodle 101 class, which by the way is held every Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is actually Second Life time, and it's held in the Sloodle 101 classroom, and everyone's welcome, and I'll show you the Sloodle tools. Okay, so here we are. We're in my Moodle course, and I've got Sloodle 101 loaded. I'm going to turn editing on because I'm an administrator of the site, so I have editing permissions. So I'm going to click on this. Here we go. And the first step is I'm going to add a controller activity. So I would have to go to add an activity and choose Sloodle controller. Okay, now I've already got a Sloodle controller, so I'm not going to make another one. A Sloodle controller, you need a Sloodle controller if you want your course to be visible to the Second Life objects. So this is really step one in adding Sloodle to your site. Of course, you need to install the Sloodle module, but this is step one after that. Okay, so Sloodle controller. I've already set one up, and there it is. It says Sloodle controller, Tuesday 101 class controller. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on this, and what that will allow me to do is I can generate note cards, configuration note cards. So if we look down here, there's a list of different Sloodle tools, and near the bottom is the Sloodle set. So if I click on this, I get a button that says generate note card. So if I click on generate note card, we're going to get another screen with the configuration text, and there it is. So I'm going to highlight all this stuff. Oops. Actually, an easy way to highlight this all is just to click on this area here and press Control. Oops, that doesn't work. I'm on a Mac, and I recently got a Mac. Usually on a PC, this stuff's easy for me. But okay, well then, the easiest way is just to hold down your button. There we go. Okay, so make sure you get all the configuration stuff. So I've highlighted it all, and now I'm going to copy this stuff. And now I'm going to go back to Second Life. I'm going to open my inventory, and I'm going to go to the Create menu and choose New Note. And up pops a note. And now I'm going to paste, by pressing Control V, the text that I copied from my Sloodle website. And I'm going to press Save. Okay, we've just saved the configuration necessary for the Sloodle set inside a note card. So now if we look at my inventory, there it is. It says New Note. Now we have to rename this. So I'm going to right click this, and we're going to go down to rename. And I'm going to change the name to Sloodle, oops, lowercase, Sloodle _config. Okay, this name's important. Okay, so now to complete the configuration, I'm going to right click on this Sloodle set. I'm going to choose Edit, and the Edit window pops up, and I'm going to click on the Content tab. Okay, so this is the contents of this actual, what's inside this Sloodle set. So we can actually drag things inside of the Sloodle set, and what we're going to drag is the Sloodle config. So I just click on it, and I drag it over, drop it in. Okay, as soon as I drop it in the contents, the Sloodle set recognizes that an object's been dropped into it, and it reads the Sloodle config, and it reads all of the little variables into its memory. So now it's ready and it's connected. It has everything it needs to connect to the website. So now when I click on this, I'll get a blue menu. Oops, I don't want to click on that part because that's the reset button. We're actually going to click on the big refrigerator looking object. And then we're going to get a blue menu, and this will tell us all the objects that are inside the Sloodle set. And notice that there's a scroll bar here. A lot of people don't realize that there's more than 4 objects. If you scroll down, you can see all of them. So let's see, what do we want to res? Well, why don't we res the Sloodle presenter? So that's item number 7. So I'm going to click number 7, and there it is. It pops up. So it's rotated a different direction. So what I'm going to do is I want to rotate this the correct direction. So I'm going to right click on the presenter, and I'm going to hold down the control key, and I'm going to click on the blue part, and I'm going to rotate it and move it up a little bit. Okay, so here's the lovely Sloodle presenter. What this presenter enables you to do is to create presentations on your Moodle website and then have them stream into Second Life. And each presentation slide can be either a movie, an image, a web page, or a YouTube video. So what we need to do is, before we configure this presenter, we actually have to create a presentation on our Moodle website. So I'm just going to go back to Moodle, okay, and let's go to Sloodle 101 class. And I'm going to go down to the topic. I've set up topics here. Sloodle presenter. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to add an activity, and I'm going to scroll down, And I'm going to choose, oh, hold on a second. I'm going to choose Sloodle Presenter. Okay, so adding a new Sloodle module to topic 3. Name Demonstration Presenter. Okay, this is a demo presenter. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down. There's a few settings here. Frame width, frame height. These are settings to display your slides in Moodle, and they define the width and height of an iframe that the slides will actually be displayed in. So we're just going to leave it at the default. And common module settings, visible, show, don't touch that. Just leave it as show. You can change it to hidden if you want, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of creating this presentation. So we're going to press Save Changes. And now our presenter has been created. And it says no entries found. So we need to add slides to this presenter. So here it says add entry, and it shows a URL and the name of the slide. So let's put in a URL here. How about we put in the URL to Sloodle. So I'm just going to type in http://sloodle.org. And name is the Sloodle website. And then I'm going to choose the type, and the type is a web page. And I'm going to press add entry. And now it shows us Sloodle, the Sloodle website. Here's our first slide, and it actually embeds the Sloodle website right into this iframe. And then what we're going to do is let's add another URL. How about we put in YouTube? So http://youtube.com, and we'll call it YouTube. And it's a website as well. And I guess what we should do is we should put, just to give you an example, let's put an actual image in for a URL. So I'm just going to quickly do a Google search for Sloodle. And we're going to click on the images for an image search. And I'm just going to choose a random image here. Here's one. Okay, so here's an image. I'm just going to go up to the address bar here, and I'm going to copy this URL just for demonstration purposes. And I'll go down to add an entry. I'll paste that URL in here, and I'm just going to type in a title, or name for this, a random Sloodle image. And I'm going to change the type to image. Okay, I'm going to press add entry. So far we've got 3 slides. We've got this little website slide, and if I click on the next arrow, it's going to take me to slide 2, and that's going to show us the YouTube web page. There we go. And if I click again, it's going to show us the image. Okay, so now we've just created a slideshow on the Sloodle.org website, and the newer version actually of the presenter allows you to upload multiple images at the same time, multiple slides. So, but right now this is an older version, but it still can demonstrate what the Sloodle presenter can do. So now that we've got our presentation created in Moodle, I'm going to go back to Second Life, and we want all of that content to stream onto this Sloodle presenter. So we have to somehow connect this Sloodle presenter to our Moodle website. And the way that you do that is by creating a note card text on the Sloodle website, and then copy and pasting it into a note card called Sloodle_config, and then dragging that note card into this presenter. So let's go back to the Sloodle website and do just that. So I'm going to click on Sloodle 101, and can you remember how to generate a note card? We do it through the, starts with a C, the controller. So here it is, Sloodle controller, Tuesday 101 class controller. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to scroll down, and it says Sloodle object configuration. You can choose to configure some Sloodle objects with a note card instead of using the common web-based authorization. It is less secure as it involves the use of a single prim password for all objects, but it makes it quicker and easier to res pre-configure objects from your inventory. I personally like this approach because I think, as it says, I can just save these objects in my inventory and pull them out of my inventory, and they're automatically configured. So we're going to scroll down to the presenter. We're going to click on the presenter, and it says Object Configuration. Select a presenter. So here are all the presentations in our Moodle course. And I'm going to scroll down to the demonstration presenter, the one I just created. And control the object will be the owner of the group. You can also change it to anybody in the group, or anybody can control it. So we're just going to leave it as owner. And I'm going to press Generate Note Card. And then a bunch of settings are generated. So I'm going to go to the top of this, and I'm going to select it all. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, make sure we're at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to copy this. Okay, so now I've just copied the configuration variables. So now we need to create a note card. So I'm going to open up my inventory. I'm going to go down to Create. I'm going to go down to New Note. And I'm going to paste, Control V, those settings in there, and press Save. And then I'm going to right-click this note, and I'm going to rename it to Sloodle _config. Okay, now make sure you don't confuse which note card to put in to your presenter, because we previously made a note card for the presenter. Sorry, for the Sloodle set. So make sure you put the correct note card in. And if you ever forget, you can simply, double click it, open it up, and at the very top it'll say Sloodle set object type presenter. So we know that this is the correct Sloodle note card. Okay, so I'm going to right click this. I'm going to click on the Contents tab. So this is the contents of the inside of the presenter here. And now I'm going to click on this note card, and I'm going to drag it into the contents of the presenter. And as you can see, it says Reading Configuration. And then a red text comes to at the top of the Sloodle presenter, and a blue drop-down window comes, and it says, this presenter must be deeded to the parcel owner for it to display your presentation. Okay. So it's getting a little complicated, but let me just show you something. If you right-click on this presenter and you click on the General tab, you'll notice that it says Name, Sloodle Presenter, Description for Sloodle 0.4, Creator, Pedro McMillan, Owner, Fire Centaur, Group. Okay, the group says Sloodle Developers. Now, since I resed this object, it was automatically set to Sloodle Developer Group because my active group is Sloodle Developers. Now, how do you know what your active group is? Well, if you go up to View and go down to, is it under View? Maybe it's under Edit. Yeah, it's under Edit. So if you go up down to the Edit window and go down to Groups, you'll get a group window. And you'll see these are all the groups that you are a member of. Now, if you'll notice, Sloodle Developers is actually in bold. That's because it's set as my active group. So on the right side here, you'll see a button that says Activate. So if I click Activate, now I've just activated my Sloodlers group. Or I can activate my P3D Multitech group. Or I can activate my BattleBots group. I can activate any one of these groups. Now, whatever group that you have active, what'll happen is, whenever you create an object, it'll automatically be set to the group that you have active. So if I right click on this prim that I just resed, you'll see it says Group BattleBots. Okay, so what we need to do is I'm going to activate my Sloodle Developers group. Okay, you should probably do this before you start the whole process. But actually, the only reason why I've selected Sloodle Developers is because this land parcel is set to Sloodle Developers. So if you're on your own island, what you have to do is you have to determine who owns the parcel of land that you're standing on. Now to do that, you just go up to, if you look here in the center, the top center of your window here, it'll tell you the coordinates of where you're standing in the virtual world. And here it says I'm standing at Sloodle Island 213, 230, 22. So if I double click on this, what I'll get is I'll get an About Land window. And if I click on the General tab, you'll see it says name, Sloodle Public Sandbox, description, type, rating, owner. And the owner says group owned, and the group says Sloodle developers. So I know that the land I'm standing on is set to Sloodle developers. So in order to make this presenter work, it has to also be set to that group, Sloodle developers. Okay, so if you're standing on the ISTE island and their parcel is set to ISTE, then you're going to have to join that ISTE group and then set your object to the ISTE group as well. Okay, so our presenter is already set to Sloodle developers, so we're good to go. So I'm going to look down at permissions, and it says you can modify this object, and then it says share with group. So I'm going to click on the share with group, and you'll notice that the deed button comes up. Now, if you don't have permissions to deed things, then this deed button won't light up. Okay? And if you don't have permission to deed things, then you're going to actually have to contact the person that owns the land and say, can I please have deed privileges? Okay, so I've got deed privileges, so I'm just going to press deed. Okay, and it says deeding this object will cause the group to receive lindens paid into the object. So I'm just going to press deed. Okay, the object is now deeded, and you'll notice that the owner now says, of the presenter, says group owned. Okay, so the next step is to just click the presenter. So close your edit window and just click the presenter. And now it will realize that it's been deeded, and its little chat text came up and it says presenter parcel settings are correct. Retrieving slides. Parcel media texture set to Sloodle_presenter_texture, showing entry 1 of 3. Okay, so but look, we can't see any slides yet. Well, if you look right above this mini map button, there is a play button, and these are your media settings. So if you press play, the slides that you created on your Moodle site will now be streamed into Second Life, and you can start giving your presentation. So if I press the next button, it will jump to the YouTube page. And if I click the next button again, it should jump to that image. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to release this video without doing any editing because I just want you guys to know how to configure things with Notecards, because once you kind of get the technique down, it's quite easy to configure objects, and also your settings are saved even if you take the object into your inventory. Just to highlight how easy it is to configure things, I'm just going to do a power config session without explaining everything. So click on this, click on the, okay, maybe I will explain a few things. Click on the refrigerator part, get the menu, choose an item. I'm going to choose the quiz chair this time. Quiz chair reses. I'm going to go back to my Moodle website, go down to my controller. Where is my controller? There it is. Click on the controller, find the quiz chair, click on it, select a few options. Okay, I'm going to select my quiz. I'm going to select the engine quiz. Automatically repeat the quiz, yes. Randomized question order, yes. Play sounds, yes. Generate the note card. Copy the note card text. Go back to Second Life. Open my inventory. Create a new note. Rename it to Sloodle_config. Copy and paste the text. Press save. Open the contents of my quiz chair. Drag the Sloodle configure in. Boom. Done. That's it. So you can see once you kind of get used to this, it'll take you a matter of minutes to configure the objects. And it says ready to take the quiz, and look, I've got a quiz question already. Okay, so the note card approach, I believe, is easier and faster. Okay, so that's it. I'm Fire Centaur, Paul Prybush in real life. I'm a research assistant for the Sloodle project, and which is funded by EduServe in the UK. If you'd like to come to my classes, I teach a class every Tuesday in Second Life at 1:30 PST. Come and say hi, and maybe I'll even show you the zombie game I'm working on. That's why I'm holding this sword. Okay, see you later, guys. Have a great week. Bye-bye.